Hello and welcome to Leeroy Gaming, where today we continue our coverage of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And in today's feature, we're going to be looking at some of the key features of the Oracle class. Namely, we're going to be talking about Oracle curses, we're going to be talking about mysteries, as well as revelation options. So we're going to go over every single option in depth so that you know exactly what your options are going to be when you create your Oracle. Now, as with all my videos, if you're new to my videos, they're quite extensive. So for your convenience, I have painstakingly created timestamps below. So do take advantage of those if they help you out. And if you appreciate this content, if you like what I'm doing, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, share. Helps my little channel out tremendously. So with that all being said, guys, let's jump on in. And let's take a look at the special features related to the Oracle. So the first main feature you're going to run into when creating a Oracle after kind of picking your stats and skills is going to be the Oracle Curse feature. Now, I do want to also point out, if you want to see an overall overview of the Oracle class and its archetypes, its subclasses, do check out my video that is already posted that goes over all of that. So you can find that in the description below and linking up. So, Oracle curses. These are the options for you. We're going to go over them, all of them one by one. We're going to start out with Blackened. So, your hands and forearms are shriveled and blackened, as if you had plunged your arms into a blazing fire, and your thin, papery skin sensitive to the touch. You take a -4 penalty on weapon attack rolls, but you add Burning Hands to your list of spells known. At 5th level, you add Scorching Ray and Burning Arc to your list of spells known. 10th level, you add Fire Snake to your list of spells known, and your penalty on weapon attack rolls is reduced by -2, or rather 2 -2, either way. So it becomes a little less brutal. 15th level, add Hellfire Ray to your list of spells known. So you're going to see this theme with Oracle curses. There's a negative element. In this case, it's pretty brutal, -4 penalty to weapon attacks. But the positive is that you get spells in this case. And then it's also kind of common that as you level up, the curse the negative element tends to weaken up a little bit. One of the companions you find in the main game has this, and it definitely can be rough. Since these are casters, they're already not going to have full BAB progression. So you get an additional minus to your attacks. And basically, you're not going to be hitting anything. You're going to gain Stormtrooper, basically, aiming capabilities. So do keep that in mind if you take this. The next one is Demonic. Your heart is cursed with Pull of the Abyss. Creatures instinctively trust you, and you take a -3 penalty on Persuasion skill checks when used for Diplomacy. You gain a +2 bonus on Persuasion skill checks when used to Intimidate or Bluff. Persuasion becomes a class skill for you. So for negative and aggressive things, it gets better. Worse for the pacifist stuff. 5th level, you gain a +4 bonus to all saving throws against fear effects. 10th level, you gain immunity to poison, just like demons. And at 15th level, any weapon you wield is treated as chaotic and evil for the purpose of overcoming damage reduction. All right, next we have Hellbound. So Infernal Influences grant you profane insight and weighs on your soul. Creatures instinctively distrust you, and you take a -3 penalty on Persuasion skill checks when used for Diplomacy. Going to get the +2 bonus on Persuasion when used for Intimidation and Bluff. Also, Persuasion becomes a class skill for you. Now you're going to get at 5th level +4 bonus to all saving throws against charm effects. At level 10, you get immune to fire. And at 15th level, any weapon you wield is treated as lawful and evil for the purpose of overcoming damage reduction. Next, we have Lame. You're lame. One of your legs is permanently wounded, reducing your base movement speed by 10 feet. Your speed is never reduced due to encumbrance. At 5th level, you are immune to the fatigued condition, but not exhaustion. 10th level, your speed is never reduced by armor. At 15th level, you're immune to the exhausted condition. Next, we have Plagued. You suffer from minor ailments and sicknesses. While you struggle to resist new diseases, you have grown accustomed to the many inconveniences of sickness. You take a -1 penalty on all saving throws against disease effects, but you're immune to the second condition. 5th level, add Pox Pustules to your list of 2nd level Oracle spells known. 10th level, increase the DC save of any disease effects you create by +2. And at 15th level, you're immune to the effects of disease. So this is the extreme example of where basically by the end, you become your negative elements of the curse are almost wiped out. Powerless Prophecy is next. You are forewarned of danger but can't act to prevent it. You gain Uncanny Dodge as the rogue class feature, but you are staggered for the entire first round of combat. 5th level, you gain +4 insight bonus on initiative checks. 10th level, you gain improved Uncanny Dodge as the rogue ability, using Oracle level as your rogue level. And at 15th level, you get a +4 insight bonus on all your saving throws and your AC during the first round of combat, which is basically that round where you are staggered. And you also have there's a companion that you get that gets this curse. Pranked. Capricious Fae constantly bedevil you, playing pranks on you such as tying your shoelaces together, hiding your gear, making inappropriate noises or smells at formal events, and mimicking your voice to tell embarrassing lies. In addition to any social consequences of such mischief, you take a -4 penalty on initiative checks. Add Fairy Fire to your list of spells known. 5th level, add Glitter Dust and Mirror Image to your list of spells known. At 10th level, add Confusion to your list of spells known as a 5th level spell. At 15th level, add Insanity to your list of spells known. Next, we have Wasting. Your body is slowly rotting away. You take a -4 penalty on Charisma-based skill checks, except for Persuasion skill checks when used to intimidate. Gain a +4 Competence bonus saves made against disease. So you're basically like a leper. 5th level, you are immune to the second condition, but not nauseated. 10th level, you gain immunity to disease. And at 15th level, you're immune to the nauseated condition. And finally, we have Wolf Scarred Face. Your face is formed as though you were born with a wolf's muzzle instead of an ordinary nose and jaw. Many mistake you for a werewolf. In an area plagued by lycanthropes, you must take pains to hide your face. You gain a natural bite attack that deals 1d4 points of damage if you're a medium creature, or 1d3 points of damage if you're small. At 5th level, you add Magic Fang to your list of known spells, and your bite damage increased to 1d6 for medium or 1d4 for small. At 10th level, your damage out of your bite attack increases to 1d8 if you're a medium, 1d6 if you're a small. And at 15th level, you add Greater Magic Fang to your list of known spells, and the damage dealt by your bite attack increases to 2d6 for medium or 1d8 for small. So that becomes pretty significant. And I'm really not seeing like any downside to this. You just get a bite attack. I mean, I don't see any like negatives given here that say, oh, people don't like you. So this is pretty darn good if you get an extra natural attack. So that is the Wolf's card, and that is the last of these Oracle curses. Okay, next we're going to go over mysteries and revelations, and they're kind of interwoven. So the way that mysteries work is each Oracle draws upon a divine mystery to grant spells and powers. The mystery also grants additional class skills and other special abilities. It can represent a devotion to one ideal, prayer to deities, and support that support that concept, or a natural calling to champion a cause. So regardless of its source, the mystery manifests in a number of ways as the Oracle gains levels. You can must and can only pick one at first level, and then you cannot change it. Then at second level and every 2 levels thereafter, you're going to learn an additional spell derived from her mystery. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to mention the specific mystery, and then we're going to go over to the revelations, which you're going to receive at level 1, at 3rd level, and every 4 levels thereafter. You're going to get a choice of these mysteries that are specific to the mystery. And it's important to note that unless otherwise noted, activating one of these powers is a standard action. And unless stated otherwise, the DC to save against the revelations we're going to go over is going to be 10 plus half your Oracle level plus the Oracle's Charisma modifier. Okay? So let's go ahead and start with the Ancestor Mystery. So the Ancestor Mystery An Oracle of the Ancestor Mystery adds all knowledge and lore skills to our list of class skills. And then the revelation options are as follows. So you're going to get Blood of Heroes is the first option. As a move action, you can call upon your ancestor to grant you extra bravery in battle. Gain a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls, damage rolls, and will saves against fear for a number of rounds equal to your charisma bonus. At 7th level, bonus increases to +2. At 14th level, this bonus increases to +3. You can use this ability once per day, +1 additional time per day, at 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. Second option is Phantom Touch. As a standard action, you can perform a melee touch attack that causes a living creature to become shaken. The ability lasts for a number of rounds equal to 1/2 your Oracle level, minimum 1 round. You can use this ability number of times per day equal to 3 plus charisma modifier. Next revelation is Sacred Counsel. As a move action, you can call upon your ancestors to provide counsel. This advice grants you a +2 bonus on your next D20 roll in the next round. You can use this ability number of times per day equal to your charisma modifier. Next revelation is Spirit Shield. You can call upon the spirits of your ancestors to form a shield around you that blocks incoming attacks and grants you a +4 armor bonus. 7th level and every 4 levels after, this bonus increases by +2. At 13th level, the shield causes arrows, rays, and other range attacks required an attack roll against you to have a 50% miss chance. You can use it for a number of 1 hour times per day equal to your Oracle level, which is a very long time in this game. So those are the 4 revelation options for the Ancestor Mystery. Next mystery is going to be Battle. So Battle, an Oracle of the Battle Mystery adds Persuasion, Knowledge World, and Perception to a list of class skills. The first revelation that's going to be accessible is going to be Battle Cry. Standard action, you can unleash an inspiring battle cry. All allies within 100 feet who hear your cry gain a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls, skill checks, and saving throws for a number of rounds equal to your charisma modifier. 10th level, bonus increases to +2. You can use this ability once per day, +1 additional time per day at 5th level and for every 5 levels thereafter. Next is Battlefield Clarity. Once per day, as a swift action, you can use this ability to gain reroll on the next failed saving throw. Causes you to become blinded, deafened, frightened, panicked, paralyzed, shaken, or stunned, with a +4 insight bonus to the roll. At 7th and 15th level, you can use the ability 1 additional time per day. Now you have Maneuver Mastery, and there's going to be sub-options here. So, Maneuver Mastery, select one type of combat maneuver. When performing, select a maneuver. You treat your Oracle level as your base attack bonus when terming your CMB. This is important because Oracles do not have full BAB. So you're not getting, at every level, you're not getting full base attack bonus. This turns it into that. So you're going to be as effective of CMBs as if you were to be a martial class. At 7th level, you gain an improved feat, such as improved trip. That grants you a bonus when performing the maneuver. At 11th level, you gain a greater feat. This is greater trip that grants you a bonus when performing that maneuver. You do not need to meet the prerequisites to receive these feats. This is big because it saves you basically 3 feats if you were to go down this route. And obviously, if you were to get this as a normal Oracle, you wouldn't get the benefit of your full BAB. So the likelihood of you succeeding on this are very, very small. So I'm just going to kind of go over these real quick here. So Bull Rush, the first option. Attempt to push your opponent straight back without doing any harm. If this combat maneuver is successful, your target is pushed back 5 feet. For every 5 by which your attempt exceeds your opponent's CMD, you can push target back an additional 5 feet. This is another reason why that BAB is so important. You're making sure that you can push them even further back. An enemy being moved by a Bull Rush does not provoke attacks of opportunity because of the movement unless you possess greater Bull Rush feat. You cannot Bull Rush a creature into a square that is occupied by a solid object or obstacle. Dirty Trick. Feat gives the character ability to perform the Dirty Trick combat maneuver. Also gets a +2 bonus to CMB when performing this maneuver and a +2 bonus to CMD when defending against it. You can attempt to hinder a foe in melee as a standard action. If it's a successful target takes a penalty, the penalty is limited to one of the following conditions: blinded, entangled, or sickened. Lasts for 1 round, and then for every 5 by which the attack exceeds your opponent's CMD, the penalty lasts 1 additional round. Disarm. You can attempt to disarm as a standard action. If it's successful, the target cannot use the weapon for 1 round. And again, for every 5 points by which you beat their CMD, it lasts an extra round. Cinder armor. Attempt to dislodge a piece of armor worn by an opponent. If combat maneuver is successful, the target loses its bonus from armor for 1 round. That's your full bonus, which is really good because there may be if it's magical armor, it may have multiple benefits. For every 5 by which you exceed the CMD, and again, it goes up by an additional round. And finally, trip. You can attempt to trip opponent in place of melee attack. If your combat maneuver is successful, the target is knocked prone. If the target has more than 2 legs, add +2 to the DC of the combat maneuver attack roll for each additional leg it has. And some things like creatures like ooze that don't have legs and flying creatures can't be tripped. So that's the maneuver mastery. Skill at arms. You gain proficiency in all martial weapons and heavy armor. Really simple, but really powerful because, again, oracles in general, or even if you were to multi-class into this, and you have a caster, they're not all going to naturally have heavy armor and martial weapon access. That's pretty nice. Foresight. Whenever you roll for initiative, you can roll twice and take either result. At 7th level, you gain Uncanny Dodge. 11th level, you can roll for initiative 3 times, take any one of the rolls. That's not bad. And finally, Weapon Mastery, you gain Weapon Focus. At 8th level, you gain Improved Critical. At 12th level, you gain Greater Weapon Focus. And very importantly, you do not need to meet the prerequisite to receive these feats. That's pretty darn nice. So those are the battle mysteries. Next, we got Bones. So Bones, an Oracle of a Bones mystery adds Persuasion and Stealth to list of class skills. And when it comes to Revelations, we start with Armor of Bones. You can conjure armor made of bones that grants you +4 armor bonus. 7th level and every 4 levels after, this bonus increases by +2. 13th level, the armor grants... at 13th level, armor grants you damage reduction 5 bludgeoning. You can use this shield for 1 hour, number of times per day equal to your Oracle level. Okay, next we have the Revelation Death's Touch. Can cause terrible wounds to appear on a creature of a melee touch attack. Attack deals 1d6 points of negative energy damage plus 1 point for every 2 Oracle levels you possess. If used against undead creature, it heals damage and grants +2 channel resistance for 1 minute. Can use the ability number of times per day equal to 3 plus your charisma modifier. Next we have Near Death. So you gain a +2 inside bonus on saves against disease, mind-affecting effects, and poisons. 7th level, the bonus also applies to saving against death effects, sleep effects, and stunning. 11th level, bonus increases to +4. And finally, the final revelation is going to be Resist Life. You're treated as an undead creature when you are targeted by positive negative energy. 7th level, receive channel resistance +2. Bonus increases by +2 at 11th and 15th level. All right, so those are all of the Bones mysteries. Next, we have the Flames mystery. An Oracle of the Flames mystery adds mobility, athletics, and persuasion to a list of class skills. And here are the revelations related to it. First, we have Cinder Dance. Your base speed increased by 10 feet. At 10th level, you ignore difficult terrain. Oracles of the Lame Oracle Curse cannot select this revelation. This is important if you were to have multiple mysteries. They are mutually exclusive, which makes sense because the Lame makes you lose 10 feet. This would just negate it. Fire Breath is next. As a standard action, you can unleash a 15-foot cone of flame from your mouth. This flame deals 1d4 points of fire damage per level. Reflex save halves its damage. You can use this ability once per day, plus 1 additional time per day at 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. Save DC is charisma based. Next, we have the Heat Aura Revelation. Swift action, you can cause waves of heat to radiate from your body. Heat deals 1d4 points of fire damage per 2 Morkel levels, minimum 1d4, to all creatures within 10 feet. Reflex saves half the damage. In addition, your form wavers and blurs, granting you 20% concealment until your next turn. You can use this ability once per day, plus 1 additional time per day at 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. Be careful for friendly fire of this. Then we have Molten Skin. Again, resist fire 5. It increases to 10 at 5th level and 20 at 11th level. And at 17th level, you are immune to fire. And finally, we have Touch of Flame. Standard action, you can perform a melee touch attack. Deals 1d6 points of fire damage plus 1 point for every 2 oracle levels you possess. Use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your charisma modifier. At 11th level, your weapon that you wield is treated as a flaming weapon automatically. So that are the revelations related to the Flame Mystery. Next, we have Life Mystery. The Mystery of Life, guys. An Oracle of the Life Mystery adds Lore Nature to the list of class skills. Revelation-wise, let's look at the options. You get basically Channel. You can channel positive energy like a cleric, using your Oracle level as your effective level, cleric level, when determining the amount of damage healed or caused to undead and a DC. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. So even though you can notice here, there's 2 of them only when it comes to life. However, they are very potent. So here, you just add channeling, which is not a feature of the Oracle. And next, and this one is a biggie, Enhanced Cures is the second revelation. Whenever you cast a cure spell, so any of them like the light, moderate, serious, etc., the maximum number of hit points healed is based on your Oracle level, not the limited base of the spell. For example, 11th level Oracle of Life with this revelation may cast Cure Light Wound to heal 1d8 plus 11 hit points instead of the normal 1d8 plus 5 maximum. So that's really, really big, as your basically minimum amount healed is going to scale quite a bit higher. So that is the Life Mystery. Next, we have the Nature Mystery. So an Oracle of the Nature Mystery adds Athletics and Lore Nature to a list of class skills. And let's take a look at the revelations. All right. We start with Bound Mount. This is cool. So you gain the service of an unusually intelligent, strong, and loyal mount. Creature must be one that you are capable of riding and is suitable as a mount. Mount functions as a druid's animal companion, using your Oracle level as your effective druid level. So there is no -3 or -4 level penalty when you use it this way. And your options currently are an animal companion horse, large size, meaning even at level 1, a medium companion or character can ride this. Because remember, you have to be 1 size smaller than the mount to ride it. So for medium humans, etc., are going to need a large animal like this. So it's a large size, 50 feet movement, +4 AC. Attack, it gets a bite, 1d4, 2 hooves, 1d6. Ability scores are 16 strength, 13 dex, 15 con, intus 2, wisdom 12, charisma 6. It gets special qualities of low light vision and scent. And at 4th level, it's going to gain strength +2 and constitution +2. So no negative, just a little bit of positives. So basic, but it's a functional mount. And you can also choose Wolf. Now, if you choose this, you will not be able to ride it until 7th level when it gets larger size, because it is medium size. Speed is 50 feet. AC is has a +5 natural armor buff. Attack is just 1 bite, 1d6 plus trip. Ability scores are 13 strength, 15 dex, 15 con, 2 int, 12 wiz, 6 charisma. At 7th level, it becomes large, so you can ride it as a normal medium character. You get +8 strength, so that goes to 21. Dex drops down to 13. Constitution goes up to 19. And natural armor goes to +7 and gains ferocity. So those are your options for Bound Mount. The next revelation is Erosion Touch. As a melee touch attack, you can deal 1d6 points of damage per level to objects or constructs. You can use this ability once per day, plus 1 time per day for every 3 levels you possess. Next revelation is Friend to Animals. Add all summon nature ally spells to your spell list. That's big. So that's 1 through 9, depending on the level that you are. You must still select the spells using your allotment of spell knowledge. Animals within 30 feet of you receive a bonus on all saving throws equal to your charisma modifier. So that's really good at helping keep your summons alive. Okay, next we're going to have the Revelation Nature's Whisperer. You have become so attuned to the whispers of natural world, from croaking of frogs to the groaning of great boulders, that your surroundings constantly keep preternaturally aware of danger. That's a good word. You may add your charisma modifier instead of your dex modifier to your armor class and CMD. That is huge. Huge. So you can basically be a full charisma build. Don't have to worry about dexterity for AC. Any condition that would cause you to lose your dexterity bonus to your armor class instead cause you to lose your charisma modifier to your armor class. So that's pretty darn good. And finally, you get Spirit of Nature. Whenever you are reduced to negative hit points, you automatically start healing and gain Fast Heal 1 for every 5 Oracle levels, minimum 1 for 1d4 rounds. Whenever you are reduced to negative hit points. And what Fast Healing works like is Fast Healing 1 is, for example, 1 hit point per round, which is per 6 seconds. And as this says, eventually become Healing 2, meaning 2 health per 6 seconds and so forth. So those are the nature revelations. Next, we have the Stone Mystery. An Oracle of the Stone Mystery adds Athletics, Persuasion, and Lore Nature to a list of class skills. And then when it comes to revelations, the very first one is going to be Acid Skin. You can resist Acid 5. The resistance increases to 10 at 5th level. 10 at 5th level, 20 at 11th level, and the 17th level you gain immunity to acid. Next, you get Clobbering Strike. And with this, whenever you score a critical hit against an opponent with a spell that requires an attack roll, you may immediately attempt to trip your opponent as a swift action. Do not provoke attack of opportunity as normal for this trip attempt. You cannot be tripped in return when using this ability. Next, you get the Mighty Pebble Revelation option. Standard action, you charge and throw a pebble that detonates when it strikes the target at a ranged touch attack. Pebble is a range increment of 20 feet. Any creature struck by the pebble takes 26 points of bludgeoning damage per 2 Oracle levels. You possess minimum 1d6. Creatures in squares adjacent to the target take half damage or no damage if they make a reflex saving throw. If the attack roll misses, treat the pebble as a thrown splash weapon to determine where it lands. You can use the ability once per day plus 1 additional time per day at 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. Next, we got Shard Explosion. As a swift action, you can cause jagged pieces of stone to explode outward from your body. These shards deal 1d6 points of piercing damage per 2 Oracle levels, minimum 1d6, to all creatures within 10-foot burst. A reflex save halves this damage. You can use this ability once per day, plus 1 additional time per day at 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. Then we got Stone Stability. You receive a +4 bonus to your combat maneuver defense when resisting a bull rush or trip attempt while standing on the ground. At 5th level, you gain Improved Trip as a bonus feat. 10th level, you gain Greater Trip as a bonus feat. You do not need to meet the prerequisites to gain these feats, and that's big. So it's like basically 3 feats for free. And finally, you get Touch of Acid. Standard action, you can perform a melee touch attack that deals 1d6 points of acid damage, plus 1 point for every 2 Oracle levels you possess. You can use the ability number of times per day equals 3 plus your charisma modifier. 11th level, any weapon you wield gains corrosive enhancement. And that is the Stone Mystery and its revelation options. Next, we have Waves, the Wave Mystery. Waves Mystery. An Oracle of the Waves Mystery adds mobility, lore nature, athletics to a list of class skills. And let's see what revelation options we have. Start with Fluid Nature. Receive a +4 bonus to your combat maneuver defense against Bull Rush grapple and trip attempts. You gain a +4 bonus to AC against critical confirmation rolls. At 5th level, you gain dodge as a bonus feat. You do not need to meet the prerequisites, so this is nice as well, especially getting that nice bonus dodge feat. An extra 1 AC that stacks of other dodge effects is pretty darn nice. Next, we have freezing spells. Whenever a creature fails a saving throw and takes cold damage from one of your spells, it is slowed as the slow spell for 1 round. Spells that do not allow a save do not slow creatures. At 11th level, the duration increases to 1d4 rounds. Next option is Ice Armor. You can conjure Armor of Ice that grants you +4 bonus to armor. 7th level and every 4 levels after, the bonus increases to +2. At 13th level, the armor grants you DR5 Piercing. You can use this shield for 1 hour number of times per day equal to your Oracle level. So similar duration as basically like Mage Armor. Then you have Icy Skin. You gain Resist Cold 5. Increases to 10 at 5th level. And at 20 at 11th level. Finally, at 17th level, you gain immunity to cold. Then we have Wintry Touch. As a standard action, you can perform a melee touch attack. Deals 1d6 points of cold damage, +1 point for every 2 Oracle levels you possess. You can use the Wintry Touch ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your Charisma modifier. At 11th level, and any weapon you wield is treated as a frost weapon. And that part is going to be passive. So that is the Waves Mystery and its related revelations. Last but not least, we have the Wind Mystery. So an Oracle of the Wind Mystery adds mobility and stealth to her list of class skills. And let's take a look at the revelations. All right, we start with the Air Barrier. You can create an invisible shell of air that grants you +4 armor bonus. At 7th level and every 4 levels thereafter, bonus increase +2. 13th level, the barrier causes incoming arrows, raised and under range attacks requiring an attack roll against you to have a 50% miss chance. You can use the shield for 1 hour number of times per day equal to an Oracle level. Then we have Lightning Breath. As a standard action, you can breathe a 30-foot line of electricity. Line deals 1d4 points of electricity damage per Oracle level. A reflex save halves the damage. You can use this ability once per day, +1 additional time per day at 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. Next, we got Spark Skin. You gain Resist Electricity 5. At 5th level, it goes up to 10. 20th, at 11th level, you get 20 resistance. And at 17th level, you become immune to electricity. Then you have Touch of Electricity. Standard action, you can perform a melee touch attack that deals 1d6 points of electricity damage, +1 points for every 2 Oracle levels that you possess. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your Charisma modifier. 11th level, any weapon you wield is treated as a shock weapon. And finally, you get Vortex Spells as a revelation option. Whenever you score a critical hit against an opponent with an attack spell, the target is staggered for 1 round. At 11th level, duration increases to 1d4 rounds. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the full list of mysteries, the related revelation options. Again, you're going to be able to pick up multiple of these as you level up. Hope this helps you out. Make sure to check out my video on the Oracle, my deep dive Oracle guide that will tell you all of the features of the Oracle as well as the subclasses, the archetypes. Hope you find those helpful. Again, if you find my content helpful, like, subscribe. Love seeing your comments below, so keep those going. Love interacting with you guys. This is Leeroy from Leeroy Gaming, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one.